Great. Yeah, thank you. And one of the things, as you can tell with Discipline Agile, is there are a lot of acronyms, and not all of them are easy to say. They don't just roll off the tongue easily, unfortunately. Well, hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us, and I will get right into sharing my screen and getting on with at least the presentation portion. All right. Yes, as Mindy covered, um, I'm the founder of Process Mentors. We're an authorized training partner with PMI, as well as not only delivering a lot of the PMI certification training, but we have a lot of our own training that kind of focuses in the Discipline Agile space. I won't go through just. I've got all the certifications in DA and other industry ones, lots in Scrum and being an SPC with SAFe. And the majority of what I focus my time on is I do about a third of my time in doing private and public delivery of training. The rest is spent coaching, and my primary focus is on value stream consulting, which is tonight's topic that I'm going to cover with you. And from a sort of an agenda perspective, there's really just three key areas that I'm going to focus on. And the first one is I'll just kind of set the stage and talk a little bit about, from a DA perspective, from a Discipline Agile perspective, what a value stream is. And then I'll tie that into two really key parts of the Discipline Agile value Stream Consultant course and certification and body of knowledge. The first one is the minimum business increment, or MBI. And the next one is how the MBI helps to bring to life and enables making significant improvements in value streams, the idealized value stream. And when I get into this part, it's not an ideal value stream, it's an idealized value stream. And there's a difference there. It's how we look at going from an idea, whether that's coming from a customer or it's a need that's been identified by a stakeholder, out in the business side of the equation, and how that goes from that ideation through portfolio management, how the decision is made to put an investment to actually get that next bit of value that can be realized by a customer, whether that be an internal customer or an external customer. That's going to be the big focus in the second part of the presentation. And I've got roughly somewhere around 45 minutes or so of content, and then there's plenty of time for questions and a bit of interaction. So, from a value stream perspective, just getting going with the definition of what that is. So, a value stream is a set of actions that takes place to add value to a customer from the initial request through realization of value by the customer. So value streams always start and end with the customer, although that can be internal or external. And organizations can have tens, hundreds, even thousands of value streams. Right? So value streams just exist in organizations. It's how we are able to get new functionality, new enhancements, new things to our customers, and they realize value from that. And again, that can be external, right? The customers, if we're a for-profit company, how we generate revenue and hopefully get profit from that, as well as internal, right? The systems and the value that we deliver to our internal customers. So what I'd like to do is just start off with a very sort of generic example and try and tie it into something that we all hopefully have had some experience with. Right now, I'm using part of what this product line and the value that's delivered through Microsoft. Right, so Microsoft has Office 365, right? My company purchased a license for me, and I've got Word, Excel, and PowerPoint, OneNote, Outlook, OneDrive, and Skype. And so these products form a product line, or it's a product that I've purchased, and the enhancements that are regularly rolled out, I'm getting value from, right? I'm using PowerPoint right now to be able to deliver this presentation to you. But there's other value streams, right? Windows 10, we've got, Home, Pro, Pro for workstations, and, Azure, and on, right? Microsoft has quite a few value streams, quite a few ways that they're delivering a service or a product to customers. So let's take a look at just Microsoft Office, and let's think through some of the precursors of what I'm going to cover in the MBI and the idealized value stream. And I do see, out in attendance, so I do see Steve. Steve, good to see you. And Steve's been hearing some of this. I'm actually delivering a value stream consultant course this week, and Steve's a participant. So Steve, you're going to get to hear some of what I've been talking about all week. So from a functionality perspective, right, we've got teams, a team at a minimum that is maintaining and enhancing each one of these products. Now, these are big products. Obviously, there's going to be multiple teams that Microsoft has that's doing this, but I'm going to kind of keep some of the examples pretty simple. So one example I like to use is just, new slide transition. It's functionality that is in PowerPoint. And for a PowerPoint delivery team to make an enhancement, the first time they added slide transition functionality, or when they do an update and we get one or more new slide transitions. And maybe some of you can remember, if you're users of PowerPoint, where it was just like, hey, they added something that looks like a conveyor belt and your slide can actually move and it looks like it's moving on a conveyor belt. Well, that's not the same functionality we would have in Outlook, right, as an email application. So the team that is delivering enhancements or fixing quality issues in PowerPoint can do that from a single product perspective, and again, very simplistically, a single team perspective. But now I like to look at something like spelling and grammar checking. And this functionality is something that is available across all of these products, right? So you're typing something into a text box in PowerPoint, and the spelling and grammar checking, if you have it turned on, right, is going to let you know, hey, you got a misspelled word, or there's a grammar issue, or what have you. And it's the same thing if you're in Word, right? So if you're you've got a Word document open and you're typing. So when there's a new enhancement, like let's say Microsoft acquires Grammarly. Grammarly is an add-in right now. And it's like, hey, Grammarly works better than our grammar checking. So we're going to now have that functionality, our internal spelling and grammar functionality, enhanced. But now we're going to have to make sure that that enhancement is being rolled out and consistent across multiple products. And if we have, again, one or more teams that are responsible for maintaining and enhancing Word, Excel, PowerPoint, OneNote, and so forth. So now we've got a little bit different of a situation. We have potentially more dependencies, more coordination that needs to be done. Sometimes this is done pretty effectively in organizations. Sometimes it's not done at all, right? So that's kind of the precursor of getting in. I've got a company, previous environment that I've worked in, and that's what I'm going to use as some of the other examples as I get into now MBIs and get into the idealized value stream.